This is a reading from An Introduction to the Devout Life by St. Francis de Sales. Chapter 8, The Importance of Resisting Small Temptations. Although we must struggle with invincible fortitude against great temptations, and the victories obtained over such are most useful, yet on the whole we gain more by struggling against the lesser temptations which assault us. For although the greater are of a more important nature, the number of lesser temptations is so much more considerable that the victory over them is worthy to be measured against that over those which are greater but rare. Doubtless, bears and wolves are more dangerous than flies, but they do not cause us so much annoyance and irritation, and consequently do not try our patience as much. It is an easy thing to abstain from murder, but it is very difficult to avoid those angry outbursts which are incessantly aroused within us. It is an easy thing to abstain from adultery, but it is not so easy to be wholly and ceaselessly pure in word, look, thought, and deed. An easy matter not to steal what belongs to another, but harder never to long after and covet it. Easy not to bear legal false witness, but hard never to tell lies in our ordinary conversation. Easy never to be drunk, but hard to be always perfectly temperate. Easy never to desire any man's death, but hard never to desire what will injure him. Easy to avoid open defamation, hard not to indulge in disdain. In short, these lesser temptations, anger, suspicion, jealousy, envy, levity, folly, vanity, deception, affectation, artifice, impure thoughts, are the continual trials of the most fervent and devout persons. Wherefore we must prepare to resist them with the utmost care and diligence, assured that in proportion to our victories over these petty foes will be the number of jewels in that crown of glory which God makes ready for us in paradise. Therefore, whilst we are prepared to contend bravely and well against great temptations, whensoever they assail us, let us in the meanwhile be diligent in resisting these lesser, more trifling attacks. Chapter 9. How to remedy such temptations. These trifling temptations of vanity, suspicion, vexation, jealousy, envy, levity, and similar failings, which are ever hovering before our eyes like flies and gnats, now stinging one cheek, now the other, inasmuch as it is impossible to be wholly free from their importunity, will be most effectually combated by our not allowing them to torment us. For, although they annoy us, they cannot do us any real harm, so long as we are firm in our resolution to serve God. Treat such assaults then with contempt, and do not even condescend to inquire what they mean, but let them hum and buzz about your ears as they will, and attend to them no more than you would to flies. Even if they sting you, do not let them remain in your heart. Be content with simply driving them away, neither fighting with them nor parleying with them, but merely making contrary acts, above all, acts of the love of God. I would not have you persevere in making these acts in opposition to the prevailing temptation, for that would resemble a contest. But after having made an act in direct opposition, if you have had time to ascertain the nature of the temptation, merely turn your heart towards Jesus Christ, crucified, and making an act of love to him, kiss his sacred feet. This is the best way of overcoming the enemy, whether in little or great temptations. For as the love of God includes the perfection of all virtues, and that more excellently than the virtues themselves, so is it a sovereign remedy against all vices. And if your mind is accustomed to seek that refuge in all temptations, it will not need to contemplate and examine them, but as soon as it is disturbed, it will turn to its shelter, which, furthermore, is so obnoxious to the evil one, that when he perceives that his temptation only provokes us the more to that divine love, he will cease to attack us. Such is my advice with regard to these trifling and frequent temptations, which if dealt with individually would waste our time and weaken our strength.